Hey, wow. Okay, I'm using StreamYard again, and I haven't used it in ages because I did not have a computer that had a video cam. My original laptop died, and my new laptop was amazing and let me do typing and was a wonderful gift from a friend, but it doesn't handle the video portion very well. And so I had gotten a new, what do they call them, microcomputers, and I love it, but it has no video camera. So I've been doing videos from my phone, which is great for TikTok and things like that, but not so great for everything else. So here I am. It's working. I think it's working. Everything seems to be working. We're going to call it a win. So I don't currently have an actual green screen, so it's kind of not perfect behind me. But I do have a green screen somewhere. I have to go and find it. And right now, with the Christmas mess all through my house, it's not going to happen. So in the new year, I'm going to be doing a series of videos on how you take a book from an idea all the way through to a published and marketed item. And I am not an expert. I just have more experience than a lot of people out there. And I think that a lot of what I've learned in the past 4 years will be helpful to people. It's a camera thing. I get on camera and I yawn. I got nothing. Anyway, so basically it's going to be a series of fairly short videos. I'm guessing they'll probably be between 10 and 15 minutes. The idea is not to have them be horrendously long because I don't want to bore people, but they need to be long enough to contain a good amount of information. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at. And things are going pretty good. I'm loving TikTok. It's a lot of fun, but with TikTok possibly going away, I figured I'd better get this stuff all hooked up again because otherwise it's not going to work. So, yeah. Excuse me. I'm just like going to go pass out and take a nap now. It's Christmas Day, folks. I'm like barely awake. So, I am dealing with the not enough coffee and too much breakfast casserole, and I'm not eating until 5 o'clock. So I'm not really having a lunch. I'm just kind of eating junk I found in my stocking, which was really awesome. I don't know. Some of you may know that I can't do dairy. And my sister found mint chocolate bars that are completely dairy free. I'm in absolute chocolate heaven, except for the fact that I'm constantly yawning. Anyway, what else do I have for you in this? Well, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and Joyous Solstice. And if you celebrate Bodhi Day, then Happy Bodhi Day. And Kwanzaa. And yeah, I can't remember what else is in this month. There's like a whole bunch of holidays. But I hope that whatever you celebrate, that your holy days and your holidays have been wonderful. And I hope that I'll be able to get my channel up and going. So you might be wondering why I have this lovely tavern behind me. This is the Turning Leaf Tavern. And one of the things that I'm doing come January is opening up for people to submit stories for an anthology that is going to be called Tales from the Turning Leaf Tavern. The Turning Leaf Tavern is a fantasy-based tavern that I have created, which is loosely D&D-ish in how it works. It is run by a lovely lady named Mistress Nissa, and Mistress Nissa is a slightly older, portly lady who is done with the shenanigans of the world and is now happy to be working in her tavern. The tavern itself, you don't see her doing a lot of magic, but there's a lot of things about this tavern that are kind of fun and interesting. First and foremost, nobody's ever been able to do any thievery in the tavern, even though she doesn't put any, like, anybody can come in. People who need to be at the tavern seem to find themselves there, and that might include people from other universes. Oh, Sorry. And there are rooms in the upstairs. There's a very large, it's kind of a roundish tavern. And it has a lovely bar off to the side. It has a fireplace for people to meet around. There are indoor and outdoor spaces, and there are rooms upstairs for people who need to spend the night. The tavern has a kitchen, which is off that away, which has a very large cooking hearth and a lot of very dedicated kitchen wenches who are getting the work done. But Mistress Nissa is the one who runs this place, and she does it very delicately. She has a huge mahogany staff, and if you mess with her in her tavern, she will bonk you. She's not putting up with anybody's business. This is her place. So basically, the anthology is going to be stories that happen in or around a tavern theme, and you have permission from me to use Turning Leaf Tavern as the place, and I will be providing some background information about Mistress Nissa and the tavern itself for those who'd like to use it, but it doesn't have to actually be the Turning Leaf Tavern. And the stories should be, I have like all the rules written down, and that will be released. And I'm going to be doing a Kickstarter, knock on wood, if everything works, so that I can actually pay the people who are putting stories into the anthology. My basic idea is that people who submit and who are accepted, because this will be a juried, myself and a couple of friends will be looking through and picking out the best of the stories to end up with a decent sized anthology. I'm not putting a final number of stories or authors, but only one story per author will be accepted. But if you feel like you can't decide on a story, you can submit two. I just won't accept both of them for the finished anthology. If I get enough things, there might be a second anthology later. That's a whole other story. Right now, I'm basically aiming for like 100,000 words, give or take. And each of the stories needs to include somewhere between 1 and 5 recipes that are included in some way, shape, or form in the tavern in the story. So if your characters are having chai tea, you can do a chai tea recipe. If they're having Otik's famous spiced potatoes, put in a recipe for that. Your recipes are up to you. And if you need help with the recipe end, but you have a good story, talk to me. I have lots of recipes, and I'm willing to lend you a recipe or help with a recipe. But the stories have to be for other people. And just so everyone knows, the other people who are helping me jury this, my submission to this anthology will go to one of those other people, and the submissions will have the names and writer information stripped from them before they are judged. I just know I'll be taking my name off and slipping it in somebody else's pile, so I'm not judging my own work. So there is no guarantee that my story will make it into the anthology. You know, this is what you do when you're trying to do quality work. I want to have a really fun story out there for people, or series of stories. And this is the most exciting way. Anyway, the final plan is that I'm going to have enough money through the Kickstarter to pay each of the authors $25. I know it's not a lot, but it's something. And I know a lot of anthologies go out and don't even do that. But also you will be able to order author copies at author prices. So it'll be, somewhere between $3 and $10 per book, depending on whether it's soft or hard covered and all the other fancy stuff. But whatever my cost is what the cost will be. You can order as many as you want to sell at whatever price you want at your own events. So you don't have to do any of the work, and you get to do some of the selling, so you can make some profit off of that. You'll make your $25 for your submission, and stuff that comes in through Amazon would go to me as the person who did the editing and such. So there you go. Tales from the Turning Leaf Tavern will be a thing, and I will be doing some videos of me doing cooking, hopefully, now that I have a video camera, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I got some ideas. So I love you guys, and hopefully this worked and you can hear me and everything is going well. So with that, I will bid you adieu and Merry Christmas.